Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Geraldine, as those who don't know who I am. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And I'm gonna be sharing with you guys this story time. Before I continue going, my daughter is in the living room watching TV and eating. So please excuse the noise in the background, or if you guys hear her yelling, like for me or whatever. But yeah, she is sick, so I did not send her to school today. Okay, so let me get started. I do have my notes. Um, so I'm just gonna be starting. So I was about I think I had just turned darn. I think I had just turned 14 years old. I believe so. Or maybe I was 13, barely going on 14, something like that. But I was 13, 14 years old. So I'm gonna start way in the beginning. So my mom started dating this one guy. We'll call him Senior Brian. Senior Brian. Um, so my mom started dating Senior Brian, and they were going on and off. He did not live with us or anything like that. He was not gonna be stepdaddy. He was just my mom's boyfriend. He was such a gentleman with my mom as well with us. He was very cool, whatever. So I did know that he had a son, but I didn't, and I mean he had kids, but I didn't know where they lived or whatever. I never asked my mom or anything. And so one time I was like, Mom, where's his kids? Like, he never brings them around us. And so she's just basically told me, oh, like, the son is all into skateboarding or whatever, like he's a rocker type of guy. So I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. He ain't my type. Like long hair, rocker type of. I did like back in the time I was so into Linkin Park or Good Charlotte, I believe that's what it's called. So yeah, and I would be bumping that kind of stuff with my sister, and so I kind of knew a little bit of rock or modern rock or whatever. But so yeah, so time went on. He ended up just we were gonna make a birthday party. I don't know if it was like for my little sister. I believe it was for my little sister, but it was a birthday party. And he out of the blue brought his son, or I think my mom had told me like he's gonna bring his son, because he kind of feels bad like not bringing him around us. Okay, like I finally get to meet the son, and she's like, yeah, you're gonna meet him, whatever. So remind you, we're gonna call him Brian. So when Brian came in the door, or because I was inside getting all dolled up, it was my little sister's birthday, and I was gonna have some friends, and after the party, because it's a like a little kid's birthday party. It wasn't gonna be like a huge party where we were gonna be drinking, turning it up, nothing like that. So after that, I was gonna go meet with my friends. I end up telling my mom like, oh, okay, like, so this is his son. And she's like, yeah, that's his son, Brian. I'm like, okay. And, we just said hi, we waved, and, I was like, okay, I guess so. He's pretty shy, and, I guess. So I didn't think much of it. Time went on, and we just started, I don't know how, so I'm gonna skip it to this section because I don't know how we end up just talking and whatever. And I guess his son was going through some stuff, so my mom, Senior Brian, asked my mom if his son could come and spend the night with us or something like that. So my mom was like, sure, blah blah blah, but he's not gonna sleep with her, with my daughter, or in the room with her. He's like, oh no, don't worry about it, like he'll sleep in the living room. So so that went on. We just started chatting, me and Brian. We just started chattering, and time went on. And there was this one time that he came to visit me, because he was digging this, he was really loving what he saw. And so he came and visited me, and we're talking, and you know, and I think he was about to, he was gonna spend the night. I wasn't sure. My mom had to go to work like the next day, so he just stayed like chilling in the living room with me. And tell me why my mom freaks out the minute she comes out of her room. And this house is kind of like, well, the house that I used to live in during this moment, the hallway was pretty long, and my mom's room was literally right at the other end of the hallway. So we didn't hear her. We're like bumping music, we're watching MTV2, you know, like bumping up the music and stuff. And I mean, not super loud where we can't let other people sleep, but we were bumping it and just singing along and stuff, and just chatting, you know. And you know, I just remember like us talking about like very innocent, like, oh my god, I can't believe like our parents are dating. And so like, if we were to date, you know, if we became something, if we became a thing, like what would be up us, you know, we would technically be like stepbrothers and blah blah blah. So you know, he ended up wrapping his arm around my neck, on the back of my neck, and you know, and then we just kind of became a little closer, and that was about it. Like, he wasn't, I think he was about to kiss me or he kissed me, I can't remember. So my mom was like coming out of the living room, like, I mean, coming out of her room, going into the living room, and I just see him, I just see my mom, and I like turned around, you know, because the couch was literally right when you enter the living room. I mean, right when you, yeah, right when you enter the living room, exiting the hallway. So it's like, you know, the hallway is like this, and the, you know, the couch is like right here. You know, I'm sorry, I'm like, I'm really bad at explaining stuff. I hope you guys just know what I mean, you know? So, okay, so time went on. My mom was like, oh my gosh, you know, like, you have to go to your house. Like, she just literally kicked him out. She's like, you have to go to your house. And my mom was like, what were you guys doing? And blah, blah, blah. I'm like, mom, like, he was just hugging me. And like, he, you know, we were just hugging, you know, like, he just hugged me. So my mom like instantly calls like the dad, and I think like the dad was, I don't know if he was like, you know, drinking with his friends. I don't know. He was somewhere. So my mom was like, oh my god, like the senior Brian was like, you're overreacting, like calm down, like blah blah blah. So the next day he comes and he gives me like this necklace, like Brian, he gives me a necklace, and he apologizes to my mom, and he apologizes to me. Okay, so then he ended up he just came home. I mean, he just came to my house, and he said, I'm sorry, blah blah blah. Time went on, and we finally just told my mom like, hey, we want to start dating, you know. So during this time that me and him were trying to start something, it turned out that my mom and her boyfriend, senior Brian, they were gonna end the relationship. So I instantly assumed like, okay, like, you know, we're gonna end up breaking up, because, you know, it's just gonna be weird, you know, having you here and then not your dad. Like, I don't know. It was just my thing. And I was just thinking about those little things. So time went on, we started dating, like we went out. My mom actually like let us go out. You know, he started working like with his dad, because his dad owned like a carpeting type of company or something like that. So he started working with his dad, so he would like low-key get some money. And you know, so he wanted to spoil like, you know, his girlfriend. Like, and I'm telling those people, those family members that know him, friends that know him, please, for the sake of his privacy, please do not write, don't say his name, don't write his name, don't, please, I'm asking you guys to please don't put his privacy out there. Yes, so I would really appreciate that. Skater boy, punker type of looking guy. So I guess I was like his, well, we were initially like each other's first boyfriend, girlfriend, you know, because I did have a boyfriend back when I was like 12 or something like that, or like 10, I believe, or 11, something like that. Like, I can't remember. I did a story time on that. But you know, I was like clueless. I didn't know what the heck was going on, like what was girlfriend type of thing. But yeah, so this was like my officially like boyfriend girlfriend relationship, where I was like, I'm digging him, he's digging me. Yes, boo, like we'll be boyfriend girlfriend, you know, let's start our relationship type of thing. So then time went on, you know, he spoiled me, bought me shoes, you know, we were boyfriend girlfriend. And this is how I know for sure I was 14, because my 15th birthday was gonna come up sometime soon, and my mom and one of my aunts were already talking about throwing me like my sweet 15. So I was really wanting to just, you know, I was kind of like excited, you know, like I was never those type of girls where, you know, I was, you know, wanting a big party to, you know, nothing like that. So yeah, time went on, you know, we end up so this is so I was gonna be like 15 or something. I was gonna be getting a sweet 15 birthday party. So, you know, I was really excited, you know, that, you know, I was gonna get this big party going on. So, you know, because I had just recently gone to one of my cousins. I got her sweet 16, and her parents went like super all out, like very all out, you know. And I mean, I know like I didn't want something like that, but I did wanted something, you know, a bit decent, where I was gonna enjoy myself and have fun. So time went on, you know, and you know, we started like being alone, and like we went to his house, and you know, things like that. So time went on, we did you know, started to become more serious, you know, and stuff like that. And so we finally decided to, I guess, lose our virginity to each other. And you know, so things happened, and we um we end up just you know, just keeping it a secret or whatever. And I don't know why, but he was so eager to just tell my mom. I don't know why, but he was very eager to just tell my mom, announcing it. And I was like, you know, no, like we shouldn't tell my mom, because I had already knew that my sweet 15 was like gonna be coming up, and you know, nothing was planned, nothing was set in stone, nothing like about my sweet 15. I would just hear my aunts talking about it, and my mom obviously would tell me like, hey, you know, we're thinking of doing this and this, like your tia so and so is gonna bring this, your other tío is gonna buy that, and blah blah blah. So you know, I'm like, okay, you know, so you know, it's gonna happen, I'm gonna get a sweet 15. So you know, I didn't want to ruin anything, you know, because like I wanted this birthday. Trying to ruin anything for my mom to not want to do this. So I, you know, when Brian just told me like, hey, you know what, let's just tell your mom, like let's just tell her. And I was like, why? Like, you know, let's leave this between you and I, like we don't need to tell her, like what's wrong with you? So I remember we were like outside of my house. We were like next to like our driveway, because next to our driveway we had like a little like some trees, some branches and stuff, but like you know, we had somewhere to, it's like we could just chill and talk there. So it so happened that one morning, I think it was a couple, like a day after, or couple like a week or couple days after, you know, we did our thing, he came to around my house like early in the morning, and you know, we were sitting down like next to like our driveway, and he just told me like, hey, you know what, I was thinking that today should be the day to tell your mom. And I'm like, no, you're crazy, like no, I don't want to tell her, because my mom was like those type of Mexican moms that she wouldn't take that kind of stuff that easy, you know, like she wouldn't. So I was like, no, you know, like no, like I'll find a date where I could tell her, you know. And he's like, no, I think we should do it now. And as we're speaking about this, discussing, negotiating, my mom comes out and starts throwing like the trash can. So, you know, the trash can, it is like right next to my house, like literally, you know, it was like near where we were sitting at. But so he's like, we should do it. I'm gonna just do it. She's right here. It's perfect time. And I was like, no, there's no perfect time to tell my mom about this. You know, she's gonna be so disappointed in me. So time went on, you know, like seconds went on, and he just got up and he said, I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, it's over. My sweet 15 is done and over with. Like, my mom is gonna be like on 911 type of watch. Like, it's not gonna be the same. My mom's relationship and I was like, our relationship is not gonna be the same. So I just knew it. So he goes up and talks to my mom, and my mom was like, really? So, you know, like, I can't remember what my mom said to him or what happened, but I just saw my mom's face like, really? Like, really? Like, I trusted you guys. And I think that she did actually said something like that to him. Like, I trusted you guys, and I trusted both of you guys, and mainly you, to take care of her. Like, you know, because, you know, we would go chill with his friends, like in his, like where he lived. So, you know, so yeah. So, and I'm so sorry I'm saying so, but, it's just the habit of me saying so. I end up telling him, like, you know what, like, I don't even want to see you right now. Like, just go home. Like, I'm done. Like, I wanna go home, in my house, lay in my bed, because it's not gonna be the same anymore, you know. And he was like, don't be sad, like, you know, like, I'm like, I don't even know why you wanted to tell her. Like, what's wrong with you? You know, who wants to go tell their mom that they lost their virginity, you know? And so, okay, so he went to his house. He felt bad about the situation, and, you know, and I just came home. I laid in my bed, and, you know, my mom did, I don't know what happened after that. I don't know if I just spoke to my mom about it and just told her that I did feel bad about it, you know. Anything just happened, and she just, I think I did, because then after she just told me like, hey, you know what, I don't think like you guys are gonna be seeing each other like as often, and blah blah blah. You know, that didn't happen, because she would still let me go see him. She would even drop me off at his house, because you know, sometimes we would plan things, because sometimes, you know, he was a year older than me, and so he didn't have a car, but he did have like friends or cousins that would do this a favor to, that could do this a favor to take us to the mall or to take us to the movies or whatever. We end up just talking it over, and like, you know, we were like, we're not gonna tell our mom like anything anymore. And he was like, yeah, don't, you know, I'm sorry, I didn't think like I was gonna make you this sad. And, you know, kind of like, he didn't know much of this stuff. We would go to the movies and just have a good time, and, you know, and he would spoil me. We would take pictures, you know, like, we're like nothing, you know, just like typical boyfriend girlfriend type of things. And he ended up, so this is like the interesting story, and I do want to make a disclaimer, like, you know, this is why I personally feel like nowadays, or even before, like when I was 14, 15, like my mom never sat down and spoke to me about how to like really, like, I don't know how to say it, but okay, well, however it comes out, I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. But, you know, like, where you could, that you need to learn how to value yourself, like that you mean more than just a simple, you know, beautiful look. You know, you're more than that. And but what I'm saying, and the reason why I'm saying this, because during you know, I guess during after, you know, we did our thing and stuff, I've noticed that he became very controlling to the degree that he wouldn't allow me to wear certain type of clothing. He wouldn't be okay with me to walk more than 3 houses down on both sides of my house. And since we didn't, I guess he ended up getting I forgot the word, held back 1 year. So if I was, I think I was 14 years old, I think I was an 8th grader or 9th grader. I think I was a 9th grader because he was in 8th grade in middle school. So, you know, he ended up just telling his friends, like, to keep an eye on me. And during the time, yeah, I knew his friends, but I wouldn't see them at school. Like, when I would go to school, I wouldn't see them at school. And only until one time, I was in the hallway of my school, and I noticed that there was a group of his friends up in the 2nd story of the school. And I'm like, oh, you know, I finally saw you guys, you know, like, I mean, I didn't say it to them or go up and say, hey, I remember you guys, you know, like, I'm Brian's girlfriend. No, nothing like that. I was just like, oh, okay, like, they do come to my school. But I didn't know that he went out of his way to tell his friends to keep an eye on me. And so time went on, you know, I would have my casual mutual friends. And, you know, I did hang around with, like, people near my neighborhood, and we all went to the same high school, so I would talk to them. So there was this one time that his friends went to go tell Brian that I was flirting and talking to other guys. Or I think they just said she's talking to other men or other guys after school. So he came to school and picked me up, and he was like, so who are you talking to? And like, he just started to, like, on and on and on and on about it. Who are you talking to? Like, why are you doing this to me? I freaking love you, you know, blah blah blah. And I'm like, I'm not doing anything. Like, they're my mutual friends. Like, I'm not doing anything. And he was like, no, I like, he would get so mad to the point that he punched walls. And, you know, I don't really remember all those kind of stuff because it happened years ago. So, you know, I do remember he started punching his walls from his house, and he would make himself bleed. And then I am just like, you know, I felt so bad that I was just like, oh, I'm sorry, like, I won't talk to them, you know, like, if that makes you happy, like, I won't talk to them. That I could speak to about this kind of stuff. You know, in my little world, in my 15-year-old world, I honestly thought that everyone was against my relationship. So if my mom, if my aunt, if my whoever, my sisters, would tell me like, oh, he ain't good for you, like, you shouldn't be dating him, like, I would have been like, you don't know, like, you don't know, like, he's my freaking Prince Charming, I'm gonna marry him, like, I don't care what you say. You know, I was in that state of mind. And, you know, obviously, and all these tantrums that he would throw, or all these controlling stuff that he would do to me, and, you know, demanding stuff from me, things like that, like, it would be in closed doors. He wasn't gonna be pulling one on me in front of my family or in front of my mom or whoever. So time went on, you know, he was so controlling, and, you know, it started to the point where I would just be wearing sweatpants to school, t-shirts, or like sweaters, because he did not want me to see, he didn't want nobody to see anything, like, none of my skin, just my face. And if I was wearing a little bit of makeup, and tell me, and I'm gonna tell you guys, like, I was, back in the time, back in high school, I was just wearing my chola eyebrows, thin as eyebrows, some eyeliner and lip gloss back in the time. And he would tell me, like, don't do your makeup. Like, why do you gotta do your makeup? You're going to school, you're there to learn. You're not there to show off to any man or whatever. And I'm just like, oh my god, like, just let me. It's okay. Like, my mom lets me, like, like, I'm sorry, like, we're not married. Or even if we were married, like, you shouldn't be like that. You should trust me. Like, I haven't given you a reason for you to not trust me. So he didn't care. Like, he was still like there calling me, and it started becoming so draining where he would come to the school. I don't know how he did it, because as far as I knew, he had to be in school himself. But I guess on minimum days, or I think he would get off earlier than I would. I don't know. But the whole thing, he would sometimes just be up in my school talking to his friends. Like, he would chill and talk to his friends, but I knew low key he was there to just watch over me and to walk me back home. And that wasn't only it. It was literally, if I would be like, hey, don't come to my school, like I want to be free, I want to be with my friends, I want to speak to them, like, I want to have a conversation with my friends, like, just stay at your house and I'll see you later, like, it's okay. No, that was not enough for him. He still wanted to come to my house. It got to the point where he came to my house. He wasn't going to my school anymore. The minute I would pull in, opening the door, he was inside chatting with my mom. And I would just look at him. I'm like, what are you doing here? He's like, oh, I wanted to wait for you, like, I wanted to go out with you, whatever. Like, he would try to, like, be funny about it. And I'm just like, you know what, Brian, like, you need to stop. Like, I don't like this anymore. Like, you need to stop. And he was like, oh, I'm sorry, babe, I'm sorry, like, on and on and on, sorry. And it just became so draining, where I just spoke to my mom and I told her, like, hey mom, like, I need a break from him. Like, it's becoming very stressful, very, like, he's just being very controlling. So my mom just told me, you know what, just tell him. And I'm like, I already told him. I told him, don't pick me up from school, and don't come to my house. Like, the least thing I want is to come to my house and you being and chatting with my mom. I want to just come home and chill, bump my music, do my homework, and then I'll call you, and then I'll go visit you, or you could come after. So then he started doing that. He listened to me. He did not come, because it was so, like, it was just, I was just so frustrated, like, to the point where I would get so mad at him. And if he was talking, I'm like, you know what, I don't want to talk to you right now. I would hang up. And it went on and on. And if I wouldn't pick up his calls, you best believe Brian was at the door within minutes. And I'm just like, what are you doing here? Like, I'm gonna call you later. And he was like, no, what's going on? Like, why are you being like this? Like, what's going on? And blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, nothing. Like, I just want to breathe. Like, just let me breathe. Like, you're all up on my face. Like, let me breathe. He didn't care. No, he didn't care about that. He didn't care if he was making me feel so uncomfortable. Like, nothing. He didn't care. During this time, I think one of my aunts came to live with us. And this is my mom's little sister. So she came and lived with us, because she was having some trouble, I believe, with, like, my grandparents, her parents. So she came and lived with us, whatever. It was cool and fun, So I think I took that opportunity, because I would see her, and I think, like, she was dating here and there, I believe. Or she had just broken up with her boyfriend. Something funny like that. But I would see her and I'm like, wow, like, look at her. Like, she's over here dressing cute and stuff. And I'm over here with my sweatpants, my t-shirts, my sweaters, having to listen to this guy that you know, yeah, like he would shower me like with shoes, clothes, like everything, anything that I wanted, I had it. And he had to work, so it's for me to get all these good stuff. And I'm like, but she has all that stuff, and like she doesn't have to obey to her boyfriend or anything. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna do me. So I slowly started like dressing up more like with shorts and like, tight shirts and stuff. I had it like, I started wearing a little bit more makeup, like mascara, eyeliner, and, it just being a little more free. And he didn't like it. He did not like it. And he hated my aunt. He hated her because he would tell me, like, you are changing because of her. It's her fault that you're changing. It's her fault that you want to break things up with me. And yes, I did try to break up with him so many times. But somehow he would come and drag me back into the relationship where he made me believe that he was going to change and he was going to be a better person. But nope, that was not the case. It started becoming worse and worse as I would accept his apologies. So, he ended up, so yeah, so I started being more free, I think what did I get? No, I got my belly button pierced because my aunt had gotten her belly button pierced. So I was gonna be 15 years old, or I was barely 15 years old. So I told my mom, like, I really wanted to go and get my belly button pierced. And they said yes, but they do need an adult signature. I did. I did it. I took my mom. I went to go get it done. I came home. I was like with my little shirt, like, I don't know how you call them. Like, I'm very bad at like naming stuff with clothes because I'm very simple, very casual type of look. I'm a very casual type of girl. So I was wearing a shirt that, you kind of like tie, the little string behind your neck, and it would just open up to like the back, just a little bit on the back, but it was a little cute with my black jean shorts. And I came in, he was already like chilling in front of my porch. And in a little TMI, I was wearing, those little cute little underwears. So I told him, so I was already done and over with him. Like, I wanted things to be done, like, over. I wanted him to just be gone. But no. So, okay, so then, we started talking, and, we were outside. I'm like, what do you want? Like, what do you want? Like, I'm already done. Like, peace out. I'm breaking up with you right now. So he tells me, okay, give me my last kiss. I was like, huh? Last kiss? No. Fine. I'm going inside. I turn around, and as I'm turning around, tell me why he pulls me back by my shorts where he could see, my underwear. And he's noticed that I was wearing these little like G-string. So he tells me, oh, so now you're like that? Now you're wearing these kind of like stuff, like for who? Never ending story. And I'm like, you know what? Just get out and leave. Like, just leave me alone and just leave. Leave. I don't want anything to do with you. So I go inside. I'm like shaking because I'm like, oh my God, like I just broke up with him. Like, officially, like I just broke up with him. So I told my mom. So yeah. And you would assume that this was gonna be over, right? No. I got more. Okay. So time went on. I think about a couple days or a week after, and I went somewhere with my aunt. And when we came home, my kitchen had like a little window where I could see through the window. And as my aunt is pulling into the driveway, I could see that window and I could see who's inside that kitchen. So as I look inside, tell me why I see him. I was I was nervous. I don't know why, but I was nervous. I was super nervous because during this time, like before our breakup, like our relationship started becoming. He wasn't like physical with me or anything. Like he wouldn't punch me, hurt me, or anything. But like if he wanted to get my attention, like to get closer to him, like being, I guess, rough, he would pull me from my shirt, and sometimes he would like scratch me with his own nails, things like that. But nothing like where he like punched me or anything like that. Like he was not like that. He would punch the walls, and he had a whole bunch of holes all up in his room. But so yeah, I'm pulling in, I get off the car, and I'm like, oh my god, like I wonder what he's telling my mom. So I go in, I open the door, and he just walks like passes he just walks past me, like I don't know who you are. And I'm just like what are you doing here? And he was like, talk to your mom. And I'm like, what are you saying? Like I was already like scared, because I'm like I know I wasn't doing anything wrong. Like I haven't been like doing anything wrong. Like what could he possibly tell my mom? So my mom texts me to her room, and she's like, look, I want to talk to you. And I'm like, what is he doing here, first of all? Like what was he here for? My mom was like, very simple. He just told me to beg you to get back with him. He got on his knees and he was pleading for you to take him back, and for me to help him out. I was so scared, because and scared at the fact that what he could have done to me. But like, because I know he was not, I don't want to say he was crazy, but he was already showing me signs of like a psycho type of like, type of boyfriend where, you see at the, Lifetime movies. He was showing me those signs. So I was like, and what did you tell him? And my mom was like, you know what? If she already made that decision to not be with you, I have to respect it. And I'm sorry. And my mom, I was just like, wow. So tell me why that same night he calls me and I talk to him. And I'm the one that picked up the phone, and I started talking to him, and I was like, my mom, what you told her? And I honestly don't appreciate that. Like, I already told you I'm done with you. Like, go get lost, go disappear. I mean, obviously I didn't tell him that, but technically I pretty much told him, like, disappear out of my life, move on. But no, like, he wouldn't. So I'm like, he was just like, all right, whatever, bye, like, go be a hoe. Okay, I just agreed to whatever he was saying, because I know that wasn't true. Like, I wasn't gonna go be a hoe. What's wrong with him? I wasn't even about that type of thing. Like, he didn't really see his mistakes in this relationship. And I did. I told him, like, hey, you know what? You actually were the one that screwed up this relationship. You became too controlling, too overbearing, too manipulative, too everything, boy. Like, calm your butt down. Like, I ain't nobody's property, like, I am a human. I'm a young girl trying to live life, and I just wanted to be, for you to be part of it. But if you choose to be this type of person, out of my life. So, so time went on. I assumed that, I was gonna not ever see him again. Yeah, a house down from mine, a new family members, not new families, what am I talking about? A family of, I think, 5 people moved in. And it was her 2 older brothers and my friend. And so we would go and visit them, you know, we would chill there. And I don't know why, she already knew like my relationship with him. He knew who he was because they were already living there for like a little before I had just broken up with him. So he already, I would like tell her what was up, you know. So one time she's like, hey, you know, he's literally stalking you. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? And she's like, yeah, I saw his truck. And it wasn't his truck, it was his dad's truck. But during that time, he already knew how to drive, but he would use his dad's truck. So, and since he would work with his dad, his dad would let him use his truck. She would tell me, like, I saw him, like, he literally was chilling there. And I don't know how, I don't know if she came out, like, just to kind of, like, be playing outside, and he just drove off. But I do believe that, and I'm not saying my friend she was lying or anything like that, but I do believe that because she wasn't the first person that was telling me this. So time went on, a couple days went on. I happened to look outside, just, you know, just curious to see who's running around crazy outside, like playing outside, because I want to go outside and play with my friend, or just go out, not play, but like go chat with my friends. And I see his truck, and I'm like, I'm done. Like, I am done with him. Thank you, mommy. Like, I gotta go outside and tell him he needs to stop. So time went on. I mean, I saw him outside, and I told him, hey, you know what? Oh no, he got off. Like, I thought he was gonna drive away, but he managed to get out the truck, and he just basically told me, like, I miss you so much. Like, I want us to start something, you know, to be something. And I'm like, no, I'm done with you. He went in his car and in his dad's truck, and he left. And there was another time that he came with his skateboard, chilling outside with my friends. He comes in with his skateboard. Like, okay, go get yours. Where's yours? And I go outside, and I mean, I'm already chilling outside. I'm sorry, my daughter's right here. My daughter was here, so she was distracting me. But I'm like outside. Excuse me. I'm outside just chit-chatting with my friends. And he comes up to me, and he just like wants to have like a type of like heart-to-heart type of conversation with me. And he just basically told me that he wanted to make me his wife, and that he was really hoping to get me pregnant so I could have his kid, because, you know, I was the one for him, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, I was just in shock that he would say that to me. So I was just like, okay, but, you know, I don't want to think to do that. Thank you, Bubba. So I'm like, I don't want nothing to do with you anymore. And he was like, he just told me like, yeah, I know that, like, whatever, but, you know, I would really want us to try it again or whatever. And I'm like, no, I'm done. And I think during that time we were gonna be moving out. So I just told him, like, we're gonna be moving out. And he just kind of broke down and cried. Not in front of my face, but his friend called me that night, and he just told me, hey, what did you do to my homeboy? And I'm like, what are you talking about? He was like, he is like sad, doesn't want to come out of his house, like, what's going on? He's been like that for a couple of days. Like, he doesn't even try to go outside, and like, he's not doing anything for himself. Like, he's not being himself. And I'm like, well, I'm done with him. Like, I'm done. Like, I don't want nothing I don't want nothing to do with him. Like, I'm done. So yeah, I just told him that, and he was like, all right, like, you know what, like, he really loves you, he really cares for you, like, you're the one, and blah 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 blah. And this was his friend telling me all this, and I'm like, no, I'm sorry, like, I just can't. Like, he's too controlling, he's too jealous. Like, I can't be with someone like that. And no, like, that will not happen. So I'm pretty sure I told you guys everything. I hope I did not miss anything from this story. But please subscribe, like, and share. And don't forget to turn on those notifications so you guys could be posted and up to date with my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and see you guys till next time. Bye.